Hello YouTubers, Jordan Blakey the Liver Flesh Man here today with another amazing video. This one, I just had to do another one. This is video number 5 of 1000 now, and I was running out of ideas on what to do, so I decided to do another liver stone and gallstone because, you know, being the liver flesh man, you know, the liver stones and gallstones is what it's all about, expelling those stones and getting rid of the toxins. That is the food, getting rid of old stuff, and that propels you into health and rejuvenation. So knowing everything there is to know about these stones, I want this video to be very informative, more informative than video number 4 of 1000, which was the last one I just did on liver stones and gallstones. I thought about it more, I knew some things I missed, and I want to cover all of that today. So let's get into this. Okay, so liver stones and gallstones, they range in size and color. Alright, everything from light yellow to dark yellow to light green to dark green to light brown to dark brown and black. Now there is also red liver stones and gallstones, although they are much more rare. So we're not going to cover too much about what those ones are, but we're going to touch upon the other ones from the shades. The most typical ones that people get from the liver and gallbladder flesh are light green to dark green. Alright, and they're usually not the brown and black ones as much, but those ones come later after you've done, say, like a dozen or 2 dozen, maybe 20 or 30 even liver gallbladder flushes. You'll get into the darker stuff because there's a general thing where the fresher new stones are closer to the bile ducts and to where the flow of the bile is and stuff. So as it takes more deep flushing to get to the older stuff that's more calcified, which is the darker shades of like brown and black, rising bilirubin levels in the blood as well as calcium deposits can calcify the stones, and these are the ones that show up on ultrasound technology. So you may have a lot of fresh stones that don't show up on the ultrasound, because I believe through my research that by the age of 20, 25, you typically already have a congested liver. That's why you look at the statistics of 1 in 2 people have fatty liver disease, the first stage of liver disease. That's 50% of the population. Then you look at the cirrhosis of the liver being the 9th leading cause of death among all kinds of deaths of all kinds, the 9th leading cause of death in the U.S. So that is a progressive disease from fatty liver to fibrosis of the liver to cirrhosis, necrosis, liver cancer, and liver failure. So it's a progressive disease, and it's all connected. The root cause of these are the liver and gallstones, all right, and they're also in the bile ducts as well. So there's bile duct stones as well. We're not going to cover much on kidney stones, except that those ones are excreted through the urine, so it's separate from going out the stools. So they can be painful for men, all right, and a good kidney flush, by the way, just off the top of my head, is watermelon with the rinds, even all juiced up, everything juiced up, and that's a good kidney cleanse, all right, all blended up. So we're going to go back to the liver and gallstones. So the lighter colors, yellows and greens, like bile is yellow and green, so that's why these stones have the green color, and that's and so the stones are made up of bilirubin. The darker ones are bilirubin and calcium. Alright, the lighter, fresher ones are like fresh cholesterols from either meats or other cholesterols, alright, that you get in foods, as well as bile salts, fats and lipids of all kinds depending on your diet, because it's the detoxifier of the body, one of them, one of the main ones. it has a lot of toxins that build up in it and stores it into the form of the stones. So that goes with all kinds of toxins, from hormones to pesticides to chemicals, from preservatives to junk food, deep fried food, trans fatty acids, you know, from deep fried foods, and all kinds of junk food, all that stuff. It has to go somewhere, and because it's detoxifying, um, it's trying to detoxify, it doesn't know where to put them all, so it has to store them into the stones. So getting rid of these stones is a real relief, and you really have a lot of long-term benefits for a long time, especially if you do a series of liver and gallbladder flushes. But getting back to the stones, like I said earlier, if you're a beginner of liver and gallbladder flush, then you'll typically see the greener and maybe some dark green, but not as many of the really dark brown and black. Although that is not for everybody. That's just typically if you took 100 people and did the liver and gallbladder flush, that they would start off progressively like the liver works, so that the fresher stones get to go first, and they're smaller grainy ones, and then you get into darker and darker colors as you go until you're getting out calcified ones. Now calcified ones are the most damaging for the liver because they cause friction in the liver, and they cause because they're all congested in there, and the liver is trying to move bile flow, and it's congested in there, so they rub and cause swelling and inflammation, which could lead to hepatitis A, B, and C. Then also it's going to start on fibrosis or cirrhosis of the liver. Fibrosis is first, the scarring of the tissue of the liver and forming lesions, and this scar tissue develops more to there's 5 stages of fibrosis of the liver, which is after fatty liver disease, where over 10% of your liver is comprised of fat cells, and then fibrosis of the liver has 5 stages depending on what doctors you're talking to. Some do only 4 stages, some do 5 or whatever. So it's just to the degree that there is lesions and scar tissue on the liver that's starting to move towards cirrhosis of the liver, because cirrhosis of the liver is when a good portion of the liver is now got scar tissue and stuff. So I got amazing videos on how to reverse the scar tissue. Serrapeptase, the digestive enzyme, check out up here on the screen here. We'll have the serrapeptase digestive enzyme from the silkworm that goes and digests the scar tissue for the reversal process of cirrhosis. So cirrhosis of the liver also has 6 stages, and to the degree that the portal vein connected to the heart, the portal hepatic vein that connects the heart and the liver together, to the degree that scars is to the degree of the level of cirrhosis of the liver you're in, because that's where the blood flow can get weak there without a really strong connection with life force still in the liver, regenerative powers. So then you got beyond that, it's like more and more harder to reverse. The further you progress into the liver disease stages, the harder it is to reverse, and what you would say would be cure. But you know the thing with cures is there's really no way of curing just from one thing in and of itself. It's a combination of a lifestyle and change and learning about all these things that could even incorporate a word like a cure, because you're looking at a treatment to something that's going to help it, but it's in the long term, in the long run, of making lifestyle changes and changing the way you relate to your liver and how you love your liver. You know, love your liver and live a longer life, a longer, higher quality life. So then back to the stones. you know, they also, calcified ones are the ones that sink. So most people that do the liver and gallbladder flush don't get out the calcified ones because they have to move through all those levels of the fresher non-calcified ones, the green ones. And so because calcified ones sink is because they're built up to calcium polys, which are hard, and calcium is dense and hard, so it builds up, and those ones will sink. And some people will report those ones as well, the ones that you can hear them hit the bottom of the toilet, just boom, you know. And those are the most damaging, like I said, because they're so hard, they cause the friction and the swelling and inflammation. So that is more like if you have hepatitis A, B, or C, the chances of having more calcified stones are much, the risks are much more increased, that you have some calcified ones which may be further and deeper into the liver, or some that made it, like, who knows where your liver is at exactly. But what we do know is that there's a lot more stones than we once thought, like as humanity and people that had known stuff about liver and gallstones, because I am, for one, living proof that I've done over 140 liver and gallbladder flushes, and at least 95% of the time I got hundreds of stones out. Now the liver is always accumulating stones too, so if you're flushing stones out, they're accumulating as well over time as well. So it's an ongoing process of cleaning in the long term, that you're cleaning up these stones. So I'm not sure if there's anything else I've really missed here now. If you have any questions about liver stones and gallstones and anything you thought of or that I could do, I mean, there's a few things I could still talk about, like how I wanted to get scientific proof that liver and gallstones are real from a liver flush. Now I've come up with a few things that are close to proving it, like the coffee enema, which can produce stones as well, because there's an anti-liver flush movement that says that liver stones and gallstones are soap stones, and they're made up from the olive oil, lemon juice, or Epsom salts that you do the flush with, any of the ingredients. And the coffee enema proves that wrong, soap stones wrong, and proves that liver and gallbladder stones are real. But the real best proof I'm gonna do is, I would love to get some funding. So in this video out there, if somebody wanted to donate some time with an ultrasound machine, that we would be able to do the liver and gallbladder flush, prepare for it, and get on the ultrasound machine and do the liver and gallbladder flush and physically watch the stones leave the intestinal tract. You see them in the gallbladder and liver, but these have to be somebody, a patient with calcified stones. And even then, some of the stones, like I said, don't show up on ultrasound. So we need an ideal patient that has a lot of calcified stones, like they just have a lot of calcified stones, and so you can see them all in there. And that would be amazing liver stone and gallstone research for proving that the stones are real. I mean, ultrasounds don't lie. Other than that, the coffee enema is the closest next thing, as well as castor oil packs that have, I've released liver stones and gallstones with castor oil packs over the liver, castor oil over a flannel or the right side of your body, the lower rib cage, and saran wrapping that around, then placing a hot water bottle over top that and allowing the liver to just heal and soothe it. It's got powerful effects, especially if you plan them on the newer full moons, when the liver is naturally cleansing and releasing little bits of stones as its natural process of elimination of the liver and gallstones. So that pretty much concludes it for this video, I guess. You know, there could be other things I could go on about liver stones and gallstones as well, but probably finish it here, and I'll probably do another one of these videos again one day in the future, just because I really want to promote the awareness that the root cause to all diseases is liver stones and gallstones. This is affecting every organ of the body. It's the master. It's like the engine of your car. You cannot, you cannot live without a liver, but because it's so regenerative, you can even live with only 1/3 of your liver still present in your body. So it's very regenerative, and it's very allowing of a lot of things. It can take an onslaught of toxins and stuff. So it also is an organ that needs to be worked too. So that includes, eating the things that you enjoy to eat, and just knowing you can do these flushing protocols to make up for it, because this is really the life and the living of like rejuvenation of the old and entering the new. So plan your liver flushes for the new and full moons. Those are the best times to do liver and gallbladder flush. The parasite cleanse as well. And yeah, check it out. I got lots of videos on the way. This is just 5 in 1,000 videos. So I hope that you're going to see a lot of changes in me. I just got this nice high definition webcam that shoots 180p. So I hope you'll be able to see the transformations in me over the next 3 years. Alright, so thanks for watching. That's video 5 of 1,000. I'm Liver Flesh Man. We'll see you next time.